I'm starting to lose more and more hope. Well, actually, I don't have any hope at all with this article that we're going to talk about now about ever reforming the Democratic Party. Did you guys see who Biden is thinking about having on his cabinet? It's like one war criminal after another intelligence associated figure, after a Silicon Valley associated figure. Meanwhile, this article that was published on The Independent told us that Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are going to be frozen out of any position in Biden's cabinet. I mean, what this idea that people had that we were going to push Biden to the left more easily than Trump, I don't think is true.
I think that idea was very delusional. I don't know who seriously thought that Warren and Bernie, especially Bernie, I could maybe see Warren, but I don't know who honestly, at the end of the day, could admit to themselves that Bernie Sanders was going to get a position and that it was going to be so easy to move Biden left. Like, that idea to me, I just could never wrap my mind around it, that they would think after 48 years, we're going to move Biden left.
It's not.
Yeah, and it sounds like Bernie actually believes that he has a chance of being appointed labor secretary. To talk about delusional.
He's kidding
Does
himself.
he really think that?
He's lying to himself every single night before he goes to sleep that he's doing something good. He's thinking that he is actually going to have a position on Biden's cabinet, and he's not. He's not going to be. He's going to be looked at as a loser in history. And it's unfortunate for me to say that because I really loved Bernie Sanders in 2016, but that's what it looks like it's going to be. He was not the revolutionary that we thought he was going to be. I wasn't expecting anything really from Elizabeth Warren considering her past. But Dak, what do you think?
Dak's gone.
I didn't even notice. So, Reed, do you want to say anything about this?
Yeah, so on the other side of the aisle, Austin Peterson is organizing a, reinvent the Republican Party. He's starting the Tea Party 2.0, and he's trying to get the libertarians interested in it. And I have the same thoughts about the Republican Party. I mean, if you think that either of these parties can be reformed, you're kidding yourself. I mean, it's just such a joke. You see what happens to people like Ron Paul or Bernie Sanders. They don't have a chance. So, working in the Libertarian Party has been discouraging because it's so unorganized and it's such a joke. And I'm sure Jeff has had similar experiences with the Green Party, but at least I feel like I'm working for something that isn't corrupt and has a chance to be something good and maybe someday in my lifetime viable. That's a more worthwhile investment than kidding myself into thinking that I can change the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. So that's how I feel.
The Republican Party or the Republican Party, because the Democrats are not really another party. Like the real establishment is what we saw endorse Joe Biden, Bush, the Clintons, Obama, and all the other people that are supporting Trump are just like Pompeo and Rudy Giuliani, who just are thankful that Trump appointed them to a position.
Right.
Is Dak back?
Dak is back. Ooh, that's a good song name or something.
That's the name of the sequel to my biography.
Isn't that an Elton John song? The Dak is back.
Dak, I know you were excited to talk about this article. What are your thoughts, man?
Well, the masochism of the Democratic Party is not as erotic as it could possibly be. Kind of reminds me of Red Letter Media's review of The Phantom Menace. Nothing will ever be more wildly anticipated or a bigger disappointment. This is, look, seeing Bernie and Warren getting cucked out of the Biden administration, they really aren't waiting any time to kick their supporters in the nads, are they? We saw on Saturday morning, within a few hours of Biden, or actually technically it was before Biden was declared the president-elect, we saw that awful Congresswoman Abigail Sandberger from Virginia, who I might add is a former employee of the CIA. She went on a radio show and complained about how the Democrats lost good colleagues because of the socialist rhetoric during the primaries. Even in victory, these people are completely ungracious, and they can't help but blame Bernie Sanders and AOC and Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar for somehow costing the Democratic Party good people, which is a lie on its face because there are no good people in the Democratic Party. So when we find out that these people who are actually generating some legitimate enthusiasm within the party ranks are going to be shut out of the presidential cabinet, what do people expect? This is precisely why I argue that if you're a progressive, the best thing you could have done would have been to vote for Trump, because the Biden administration will be working overtime to delegitimize progressivism as a political ideology.
And they're already blaming progressives for only narrowly beating Donald Trump. I don't know if you guys saw any of those, any of those mainstream media interviews that they had with some of these politicians, like these corporate Democrat politicians, and also John Kasich going on saying that there's no way that Joe Biden is going to be pushed to the left, and that they're going to honor what conservatives want, which is really what he's saying is that they're going to honor what the corporations want. And it's sad to see how AOC, that rhymed. AOC on Twitter was praising this one guy who, I forgot who it was. I don't know if you guys saw that. This lobbyist for asbestos. Did you guys see that?
Oh, it's Biden's chief of staff,
right.
I believe.
She was congratulating
Ron
him.
Snyder or something. I can't wait till AOC is not a thing anymore. I just can't wait for that.
You know what, AOC, every time, this is going to make me sound really weird, but I have to, it's been on my mind for the last 2.5 years, and I need to get it off my chest right now. When people talk about AOC being dystopian, all right, when I was in high school, I spent a lot of time on this movie forum, and we commonly abbreviated A Clockwork Orange as ACO. So now we have AOC. If someone out there could please redo the poster for A Clockwork Orange so it's AOC coming out of the A instead of Malcolm McDowell, I will die happy.
I mean, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, they played major roles in helping Biden win in certain states, right?
Yeah, they're going to impeach the motherfucker, right?
Right. And so how many years of the Biden administration is it going to take before people stop believing in the squad? Like, when will they make that connection that the squad didn't really do what they wanted, what they thought, and propped them up on this silver platter of, they are the end-all, be-all answer to Americans' problem of electing colored women.
You know what I think of?
They didn't deliver.
Oh, go, sorry.
I think of, in terms of what they get out of all this, and the people who are propping them up. I think of Willy Wonka from the 1970s movie, just coming up to them saying, "You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir." Like, they're not getting anything out of this.
I think more of the Monkey song. What's the use of trying? All you get is pain. When I wanted sunshine, I got rain. No, okay. No, when you say the Biden administration, it just sounds like rotten meat you found at the back of the refrigerator.
Biden.
It's not going to last very long before the Harris administration becomes a thing. Whoa! The Harris administration. Shudder the thought.
So I wanna talk about this tweet that Unapologetic on YouTube retweeted. He retweeted Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders said, "With the coronavirus pandemic surging, it's refreshing to see new leadership coming into power who actually believe in science. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris understand that our first order of business must be to defeat this deadly virus. Let's get it done." And then Unapologetic responded to that. He said, "We're going to war with neoliberalism and Biden the day after the election rhetoric was a lie to make you feel better about voting for a chief architect of neoliberalism. These people are partisan hacks who play for Team Democrat. If you voted for Biden, you got played.
Yep.
I mean, think back to the history. I don't know how familiar you guys are with this, but Bernie Sanders, he made a deal with the Democrats in Vermont so that they can leave him alone so that he can run as an independent so that he doesn't split the vote with the Democrats, because that's what happened in the previous election. And so that's what they did. The Democrats stepped aside and they let Bernie Sanders win as an independent on the condition that he was going to vote for a lot of the things that the Democrats want. And so he voted for the bombing of Kosovo, and also the bombing of
sanctions
Iraq
against Iraq, and the resolution to overthrow Saddam Hussein.
I mean, on foreign policy, Bernie Sanders is very, very overrated. Bernie Sanders, he's played along with a lot of the imperialism that the Democrats want.
So why did people get mad at me when I asked them about Julian Assange? Oh, I was making him look bad. I was foiling his game of 5-dimensional chess. How stupid that criticism sounds now. Today, I can take my victory lap. I mean, the guy made himself look stupid for years.
The somersaults that the Bernie fans did over the Julian Assange question was...
Yeah, and so many of them had the knives out for Tulsi. It was unbelievable.
Tulsi, who's the only one right now standing up for Julian Assange.
Yep.
As aside from some of the Republicans that have signed on to her resolutions to protect whistleblowers.
You know, they wanted us to see Bernie as Moses, but he was really just Job.